So what we need to do is we need to act. We don't need to talk so much. We have a policy of braggadocio. We brag too much. We need to eliminate all of the hubris that we have, and what we need to do is focus on what we need to do. So if we're going to build 5,000 new units, we should build them, get them done, get them on the ground, and not talk so much. If we're going to have an issue, we should deal with our issues and only our issues. Our issues are not whether there is a wall in Mexico or not. That's none of our business. We should stick to our business and only our business. If you remember in the old days, Israel has never announced that it has an atomic bomb. It has never made a public announcement. We don't need to speak so much. We need to do. Action is what's important. That is the most important thing for us, to move forward with an action, with an administration who is caring. This administration, as it said, doesn't really care if it's one state or two states or three states. What we need to do is work on the ground. So, for instance, as even Minister Herzog said, we have 10 years of effort that needs to be made before any action is taken. We don't have to argue the principle of one state or two states. We have 800,000 people in Yehuda and Shomron. They need to be supported today. What happens in 10 or 15 years isn't important. We make a bracha. The bracha is Haporesh Sukkot Shalom Olinu. Why does it say Sukkot? Why Sukkah is not a permanent thing. We want peace as much as we can get it for as long as we can get it.
Let's move to another issue. David Friedman.
Whether it's the Reform Movement or J Street, their position on Israeli politics is inappropriate. It is not for them to say who this administration, who the Trump administration should choose to be their representative here. We've had other left-wing presidents who have taken left-wing people and made them their ambassador. Mr. Friedman, Ambassador Friedman, represents the Trump administration, and that's who Mr. Trump should feel free to choose. It's his prerogative to choose who he wishes to choose, and we, like anything else, need to support him. The ability of an organization, a Jewish organization, to speak out against anything that is happening here in Israel is inappropriate. For people in the Jewish community, Jewish organizations, to challenge in any way what's happening in America is simply none of their business and inappropriate. It is for America to worry about their own organizational structures, not speak for the Jewish community in a way that doesn't represent the majority of Jewish organizations. Yair Lapid is a very intelligent man. He is very intelligent, very well-spoken, and most of his procedures are really simply good. Where he goes wrong is that he loses half the country. Remember, I asked him a question about halakha, not about reform or conservative Judaism. I asked him, what does he think of halakha? And he said to me,
simple question.
A totally separate question. What do you think of halakha? Now, in this state of Israel, more than 60% of the Jews support halakha, whether they're observant or non-observant. We have Moroccan Jews, we have Sephardic Jews. Whether they go to shul every Shabbat or not, or how they behave is not important. But they all support halakha. This is a country that supports halakha, supports tradition, knows what Judaism really is about. We're coming from Morocco. We saw Moroccan Jews who some of them are more observant of every mitzvah or not observant of a mitzvah, but they all understand what authentic Judaism is. And authentic Judaism follows halakha. Now, whether you follow every halakha or not, that's a separate issue. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is, what do you think of halakha? And to that, I could not get a positive answer. And that, unfortunately, is the weakest point in Mr. Lapid's structure.